We welcome you to another live edition of The Sports Box, your go-to sports podcast featuring great content, conversation, and your occasional disagreement. Stick around to interact and ask questions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Good morning, everyone. Brian Attard, Anthony Medio, the returning Drew Trammell for Sportsbox Week 8 Sunday pregame. Like, follow, and share. I have a lot to talk about today. Tony Quigley will be joining the show in just a matter of moments. Again, make sure you're liking and following, share to all your friends. Break that Facebook algorithm, which hates us like you don't even know. Never gets our stuff out there. But anyway, we will start today, gentlemen, with a Thursday night game near and dear to Drew's heart, as the Los Angeles Superchargers, in some sharp Navy apparel, go into Minnesota with a 37-10 win over the Vikings. Justin Herbert, a concise 18-35 for 3 scores and a pick. Carson Wentz is 15-27, $144, pick and a touchdown. Kimani Vidal filling in for a bunch of injured running backs for the Chargers, 23 for a $117 on the ground and a touchdown. Everybody running the ball for Minnesota, 11 for 34. Not really ideal for the Vikings on the ground. Ladd McConkey was the receiver of choice this week, 6 for 88 and a score. Gadsden out of nowhere, 5 for 77 a score, and Justin Jefferson does Justin Jefferson things, 7 for 74 and a touchdown. Drew Trammell, tell me about your Chargers. Tell me about this game. Tell me about where your head's at moving forward.
Oh, what's up, boys? It's good to be back. It's been gone for a couple weeks due to work. So it's a pleasure to see your lovely faces.
Welcome back.
At 8 in the morning.
I was going to say, you sure about
that? Yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's dive into it. I almost got in a car accident on the way home, freaking when I found out Joel was playing. My feet went a little bit to the right and left. I got a little stiff and hard.
Oh boy.
It's been appreciative because he's been gone for over a month. And you want to talk about the Protector of the Year award. Can you not see how the Chargers offense looked on Thursday night when he came back into the lineup? My God, everything was open. Everything worked. Justin Herbert looked like he can actually kiss his girlfriend for more than 1 second in that pocket finally. Pickens didn't play. But he's supposed to play next week. He's getting healthy. Now, here are my issues. My issues are this. The Minnesota Vikings are trashed. JJ obviously needs to come back. They need him bad. But for the Chargers side, diving real quick here, Vidal stepped up huge. Once again, 2 out of 3 weeks, he's gone over 100 yards rushing. Omarion Hampton, from what I found out from a buddy of mine who works the Chargers, this might be more of a he won't come back to playoffs type of thing injury. I think he broke a bone spur in his ankle or foot. Keenan Allen's the real deal on third down, and Ladd finally had a big game. But the big story here, dude, and the guy that I talked about, and I remember talking to Brian about him, was the draft pick we made with OG, the tight end. His father played. I don't know if anybody knows that, but the kid's had NFL blood. He's smooth, man. He can run good routes. He's actually a low key good run protector, and he has great hands, man. So it's awesome that this organization has been able to find some pieces in the draft, not this last year, but the year before with the Joel draft. Sky's the limit. I still think Justin's playing a little shaky because I think he has happy feet, man. He's been hit second most hit quarterback since he's into the NFL. So it's injuries are hard to overcome by, and I'm happy to say that this team is 5-3. They got Tennessee next week. Hopefully, this is the game that gets some steam rolling. They got Tennessee next week. They have the Steelers, the Jags, and the Raiders. So if we can go 5-0 on this stretch, I feel pretty confident that we'll make the AFC playoffs, the wild card at least. I would love to see us go for the division, but the Chiefs are just extremely healthy right now, so it's scaring me a little bit in the Broncos. But it's a good game, man. It was a really good game on Thursday night for my boys.
Yeah, good win for the Chargers. I was telling Drew the same thing. I liked the Chargers immediately when it was announced Joe Alt was playing because they're just a different team offensively with him. He's that big of a difference. What was impressive was the defense. I thought of the Chargers. I thought they took it to Carson Wentz. I mean, they had him literally almost crying on the field. So I thought their defense played really well. So yeah, really good win for the Chargers. They got to keep up in that division. Offensively, the addition to Gatson here, him coming along, I mean, giving Herbert a quality tight end is really big. So just another weapon for them. So yeah, big win for the Chargers, man.
Morning, Tony.
Good morning, guys. I'm sorry I'm jumping a little bit late, but
Morning.
Morning.
yeah, and you said it right about Gaston. Gaston's turned into a weapon. He was somebody I loved at Syracuse, and his father played in the NBA. And we mentioned a couple of weeks ago on the show as kind of potentially being an impact player. By Mageddon as it is, I had to start him Thursday night. So I was happy how that came in, and in a couple different leagues. But it's good to see the Chargers bounce back against a hapless Vikings team. I don't know what their thoughts are with the whole quarterback situation with Minnesota the last couple of years, and it's really perplexing. But if you think that Wentz is the answer when you got guys like Danny Dimes out there and Sam Darnold out there that were on your team last year just performing to no end, and then this is what you left with a rookie quarterback, it's a little head scratching. If you wanted to go with McCarthy, you needed to lock it down one of them guys. I understand Jones didn't want to stay, but the Vikings just turned into a slop show. Drew's right about Herbert in their recent stretches that he hasn't played well. I mean, it is the happy feet. It is gonna he seems like right now in this part of his career he's a quarterback. When everything's going right, he's rolling. When it's going wrong, he snowballs it. So I don't know if that's going to change with maturity or anything like that, but I think almost every game that they have, he's going to have they're going to have the more talented quarterback. It's whether it's going to be able to impact it and go with the game flow and taking advantage of it. Vikings shouldn't have been in this game and they weren't, so that's a positive for the Chargers. And I think Drew could maybe breathe easier a little bit. A team might turn the corner.
Yeah.
Drew was talking about just the health of the offensive line, getting Joe Alt back, and that's such a big thing. And that kind of goes back to at least what I feel is, and I think most of us feel, that you're better off putting those very, very high picks into your offensive and defensive lines, and then finding your offensive playmakers later on in the draft. Now, I know, having said that, if I'm not mistaken, at least two of Chargers receivers are first-round picks. Was McConkey a first-round pick, or was he a high two?
No, he's a high two.
Yeah.
Well, I know Quentin Johnson was a one, and he didn't get one catch in that game. Neither here nor there. But
that's
again,
okay. I no issue with that.
And that's perfectly fine. But that's it goes back to the argument with the Bengals taking Chase over Sewell. And I know that we go to that a lot, but I think it's the best example of it, where you're putting resources into the wrong things, and these are the results. So Chargers are well built. Listen, they were my pick to win the division from the jump. I'm not deviating from that. I know the division's gotten tighter. I think some of that is just the Chargers getting in their own way a little bit. We'll see where that goes. Again, if Alt's healthy, that's a massive help to that offense in every phase. Giving a guy like Herbert more time.
Yeah, Drew, they're going to have to go 4-1, 5-0 on that stretch you were talking about, because who's coming, and who's there.
Oh yeah.
So they're going to have to win. They're going to have to win ball games. So you're right.
Yeah, I do want to say, and I'm piggyback what you said, is I don't think the national sports media is talking enough about that trade with the Baltimore Ravens. That trade was sneaky good for the Chargers. I can never say the dude's last name. O'Day, the edge, because Bud Dupree got hurt, and the dude got 2 sacks last week, and he got a sack the week prior. He's got 3 sacks already. So I mean, he's already doing more than what we had the last 2 years. So that move with Ortiz was absolutely beautiful by him to get that done. And I'm actually happy that Alvin Kamara didn't accept the trade, if the rumors are true that he rebutted the trade when Mickey Loomis asked him if he wanted to go. I don't want Alvin Kamara. So I'm happy about that. That worked out. So
are you talking about the last 5 games, Drew?
What's that?
The next one. The next 5.
The next 5 games. I think the Chargers need to go 4-1 or 5-0. if they
Tennessee.
want a shot to win the division.
Absolutely. I mean, if they're the team that you expect them to be, they roll through Tennessee, they roll
Exactly.
through Vegas, even though that's a division game. And then Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, they should beat. I mean, I don't think
I
either of those
agree.
games are given because Pittsburgh's a solid team. Jacksonville's at home. But it's definitely a doable accomplishment because Philadelphia, Kansas City, Dallas. Then you're gonna see what is that Houston team, and then having hit Denver. That's a tough stretch
Yeah.
at the end. So
It is. Yeah, because again, 3 of those 5 are on the road, right? I mean, you go to Kansas City, you go to Dallas. I mean, for what it's worth. So it's not as if you're in the friendly confines. They do get the Eagles at home, so
Yeah.
They'll be home for a couple of weeks after Jacksonville with the bye week. So I mean, they should be nicely rested. But
Yeah, that bye week's gonna be huge, dude. It's gonna be huge for if we head into it.
It's going to be at a good time because again, like those late buys sometimes can be, obviously very helpful.
Yeah, most definitely.
We'll probably talk about this again next Sunday because the trade deadline is November 4th. However, wouldn't rule out some deals happening ahead of that, right? So when you look around the league now, obviously it's very easy to say, well, the teams that have good records should buy, the teams that have crap records should sell. Obviously that's fine. We get that. But when you look around, like when you look at a team like the Chargers or Buffalo or whoever, what should they be adding? Who should they be looking at? And for teams like the Saints that are mostly out of it, who should they be looking to get rid of?
If you want me to go, I'll go real quick.
Go ahead.
I only have two. I actually want to hear from both of you on the Cowboys, but for me personally, from what I'm looking at, the rumors, obviously the biggest rumor that we've been hearing from me watching is Breece Hall. Now, where Breece Hall goes, I don't know. The rumors is Kansas City, the Chargers, and I've heard the Broncos. I've heard a bunch of teams linked to him. But for me, for the Chargers, the guy that I wanted is now out for the year, which is Eric McCoy, which is the center for the Saints. He tore his biceps, and he's done for the year. But that's the guy that was a candidate I really wanted the Chargers to push for because we have the worst starting center in the NFL in Boozman. McCoy has a tradable contract for us to be able to deal with. Other than outside of me, I think the biggest thing that I've seen is that would make the most sense would be someone from Miami, Bradley Chubb, going to someone like Dallas that needs an edge rusher, something of that sorts. We just saw a report this morning from Glazer saying that both the Bengals and the Raiders declined the offers that Cowboys were trying to make for Henderson and obviously Mad Max. But Breece Hall is the number one thing in my mind that I think will go to a team that needs an RB.
I'm going to go with a team like the Bills. I mean, they're coming off of 2 losses, and to me, they have no help on the outside. If they could find themselves a team willing to get rid of a receiver that could help them, I mean, I think that'll benefit that team the most because right now they're not getting anything from Coleman. I mean, really, their main threat is Kincaid and Knox, their tight ends. So, I was thinking someone like Miami maybe selling on Waddle, but then will they keep Waddle knowing Hill's probably not coming back? So Olave was put out there. I heard the Saints aren't going to deal him. So, I mean, I think a team like the Bills really need to, get out there and try to find a wideout to help Allen.
I mean that makes a lot of sense, and I just don't know who's out there that would fit that mold. I mean, wide receiver ones aren't really too
I hear you.
too available.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, even the guys that that we're naming out there, a lot of them aren't setting the world on fire. But last time they made a move for a wide receiver and getting Diggs, I mean, it paid off pretty well. I mean, you could see the offensive uptick that they had, but I'm just not seeing who's out there. AJ Brown would make some sense out there. But he has separation issues, so I don't know if that feels in. I don't know if Philadelphia wants to deal with another contender like that. name that I could see going is Chris Olave. I think Olave still has some talent, and he's actually having a solid season despite what's going on with him in the quarterback situation. So I'd love to see Olave. Shaheed from the Raiders. I don't know who's
For the Raiders.
for the Saints. Rashid Shaheed from the Saints. I'm assuming he's that's that. Yeah, that just goes to the same thing as Olave. So I think it makes sense.
Or Jacoby Myers also, I think, would probably make sense. If
Yeah.
you talk about the Raiders.
Yeah.
Also.
Jacoby Myers is
He's not a
being
wide receiver one,
Yeah, but
though.
the problem with Jacoby Myers is he's being outperformed by guys on his own roster.
1,000%.
Trey Tucker is surpassing him, and obviously you have so it's not like there's a lot of guys that are, Myers isn't getting the job done.
He
And
does
he's
have Geno Smith. So
it's okay, buddy. You're entitled. You can make mistakes. I make mistakes every day.
Smith lit it up last year, though, So I mean,
I
know.
hear you.
It's different, but listen, it just shows like another guy that they're talking about trade rumors too, and I don't think this would happen would be Brian Thomas Jr. Right? I guess he can't pick up Liam Cohen's offense, blah blah blah. I don't know, but you got a new offense coordinator, you got Trey Corner. I just don't know if the guy if he gets it,
You can't. I don't think you can give up on him this quick. I think that'd be stupid to give up on someone like him this quick.
It would be, but they did just go up and get a wide receiver, and right now at this point, Hunter is a wide receiver. So you don't need two high performing wide receivers with a low performing quarterback. So I mean, they might be able to get a haul for him right now,
So this is why I think it's so funny how the New Orleans Saints are just a putrid organization because they don't know what they're doing. They're never going to win. They're not in the competition, or I'm sorry, not in the contention to even win the AFC or the NFC South. And I don't know why you're not trading assets away when you know you have such a dire cap situation for the last decade and a half. I don't know why you're not getting ready to try to get draft picks to help Kellen Moore. I mean, you got to give Kellen Moore credit to even make Spencer Rattler doable as he is, as productive as he has been this year with the trash ass line and nothing around him on the sides to help him out. I just don't understand why teams like the Saints and the Dolphins are not pulling the trigger when it needs to be pulled. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
The whole thing with
I mean, why is Jameis Winston on the Giants? Why there's like a lot of these things that don't really make sense that happen, and a lot of them more than us come from bad organizations, right?
Yeah, I agree. Well, yeah. Put the Jets in there too.
The AJ Brown contract that's not tradable. It's not. If they traded him, they would have 42 million dead this year, 20 million dead next year. It's just not. It's not doable.
He's just not going to be there. He's just not going to be there next year.
I don't know how they're going to do that exactly, but that's again. Okay. So
listen, Brian. Let's talk about it. Eagles make a lot of money if they can improve the performance on the field by removing AJ Brown. They'll be able to eat the money out like this. Obviously these caps and this kind of stuff is unmovable, but you get somebody out there that gives the effort, that gets a little separation. I mean, we know the issues of quarterback, but Saquon isn't making the needle move on that offense. Neither is Hurts. But if AJ Brown's going to be a malcontent, you got to get rid of him because it's just soiling the organization, and you're going to have to take the bite, and that's the only way that they're going to improve.
It's not the money though. It's your cap allocation, right? I mean, like they're going to be up against it very quickly here.
So you have a cap allocation of somebody who's not doing anything for you on the field.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with that premise, but like you can't have just sit them at that point. Like
but that's the problem though. If you sit them at that point, it's a locker room cancer. It's just everything else that's negative still stays there. He's going to sit on and reading the book, and these idiot Eagles fans run around and they all went out and bought the same book that he was reading. Well, maybe they need to. Maybe they need to read. Maybe he needs a pop-up book version of them. Maybe somebody needs to read the book actually to him.
They don't know how to spell either.
And then we get the poor performance. But having him in the locker room is just bringing down the Eagles. That's how it is.
I think
Eagles destroyed the Giants today. I think the bubblegum factor of the Giants, and I think no AJ Brown. Eagles are going to be focused. Giants usually and I know I'm talking to the Eagles game right now, but getting rid of AJ Brown on the field, that's one of the things that's going to happen. It's going to help.
And listen,
I agree.
Devontae's simply playing better football right now. Also, I mean, he's the one. He's getting separation. He's catching the ball. I mean, Jalen's throwing to him more. So I mean, they have a number one receiver. so they could easily.
I mean, they should. They put a high pick into him too.
Yeah.
Well, him and Goddard as well too.
Yeah.
I mean, Goddard's gonna have a big day today. I'm high on Goddard today.
I agree.
We'll get there.
I would be very interested to see. So if you look at the Bengals schedule, like they have 2 home games against the Jets and the Bears next week. Okay. Ahead of this deadline. If they get to 5-4 and they roll this Flacco ride for a little bit, right? They're not trading Trey Hendrickson. But I think if they lose one of these games, they absolutely should. Because I don't think he's coming back next year regardless.
Well,
Can he get franchise tag? I don't know if their agreement was when he signed that 30
Yeah,
million.
I don't know. I don't
or
know
not.
that either.
I mean, I don't think you can block a franchise tag with that, but you know, and I think what you said, how you laid it out, Brian, is exactly why Mike Tomlin was so mad about the trade. Is because now you actually put somebody who kind of is upright to actually get the ball at all your skill positions, even though he struggled in Cleveland to do that.
They had no skill
They
positions.
just need to tread water long enough to get Pittsburgh out there, and because like we said a couple weeks ago, Pittsburgh is with all these injuries to Burrow and Jackson and everything like that. Pittsburgh was sitting there like, oh, this is perfect. We have a healthy Aaron Rodgers. Now let's see how long that lasts, right? But a healthy Aaron Rodgers is better than what the other people were putting out there. But now, as you saw the other night, Bengals could steal a game, maybe steal another game, and just get in that area where you have Joe Burrow back, and he comes out there and they get hot. I mean, no one was hotter than Joe Burrow last year, and they still didn't make the playoffs. But it's a different Baltimore team right now, so there's that hurdle's not there.
Someone said the Saints. I absolutely think the Saints should be selling. I have no idea why they wouldn't be, honestly.
And the Dolphins.
The Dolphins too. I mean, and that actually is
the Jets.
It's going to get to, well, we're going to have another point coming up on that. We'll get to that too. When you look around the NFL right now.
Wait, we're not going to talk about the Cowboys?
So
they're the most active team right now that's looking for a trade.
Let me ask you a question.
I mean, Drew, maybe some of us are still recovering from the trade that they already made.
Yeah, what?
Seriously. They're just
Let me ask you
if they get either one of these guys, it's just going to be like, what the fuck did they just do?
What
they need to trade every single they should trade every single defensive player. Okay. Try to get as many all-stars on offensive line and everything else like
Drake London inactive.
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Go ahead, make your change. What could the Cowboys get that's going to honestly make a difference? Seriously.
No.
Really, I'm seriously. I'm open. I'm open to hearing what you have to say.
Stop, Matt Max makes a difference.
Quinnen Williams.
That makes a difference.
Listen, if just get the pass rush up, it'll work on the secondary. I mean, they saw and I think a comfortability level with the new defense that they're running, that has to improve. We're talking about addition by subtraction. Trevon Diggs, sat last week and now it's the next few games. That's good. Katie Carson's back. I think you get some of that kind of information going and everybody on the same page. That helps. But you can add like Hendrickson or Mad Max or Quinnen Williams or some of these guys that may or not even be available to that team and on that defensive line. Put somebody next. What's that?
What's it going to cost?
Does it matter?
Yes.
Trade the Parsons picks. Trade whatever,
So what did you accomplish? Okay, so you trade the Parsons package for back. What did you accomplish?
Not paying Parsons.
You save money. That's what he's doing.
That's what the whole goal was. I mean, if money was no object and all that kind of stuff, which it should be, if it isn't, he would just re-sign Parsons and it hadn't been an issue. Yeah, that's the thing. If you could turn Parsons into a pick plus Crosby, I mean, you're not killing yourself too bad on it. I mean, right now Kenny Clark's been on his back more than stopping the run. So I think you have to continue to constantly improve, just like kind of like every aspect in life. You always look if Quinnen Williams available, if somebody's available to kind of put on that roster and it doesn't cost you an arm or leg, you got to do it. Because right now, listen, when you're looking at this offense, it hasn't been stopped. Okay.
No.
Stopped. So you could try to build pieces for your defense here or there,
I would
Dallas's
rather
offense is
I would
nasty.
rather them go into the draft with those picks. I would. I don't think that they're a Crosby away from actually like making a run this year. I don't see that.
They just got to try to outscore everyone. That's all they're gonna have. That's what they got to do. Boat races
That's fine.
every week.
That's fine for all fantasy owners.
I'd like to know what they're going to do with George Pickens because can they afford to keep him? Can is he the kind of guy you want to give a long-term deal to?
I mean,
He
he's
catches
producing, man.
on his way, even when guys are
Producing.
and it's a double-edged sword too. I mean, listen, Javonte Williams looks very good.
Real
Very
quick,
good.
Ferguson, they're all
I
playing.
mean, everything's clicking. You just got to keep Dak healthy. Listen, when last healthy year, Dak was second in the MVP voting, and rightfully so. So, I mean, you get the weapons around him. You add piece here or there for defense. Hopefully, gel, and that's kind of how it is. Make a move. They're saying that they're out of it and that's kind of stuff, which I expect them to have a tough game today. But it's ridiculous. I mean, you see Philly's issues. You know, Giants are doing with the Giants, and look at the rest of the NFC. Okay, who's the best team in the NFC? Detroit. I'll give them that. I'll give Detroit a bump up. Who else?
I hear you.
Rams.
I love the Rams.
Rams. You know, Puka's banged up. They're a sack away from Stafford not being there.
Real quick. So
I mean, they'll be in every game because of their offense.
I'm being shared a tweet from PFT. The headlines that the Eagles are reportedly not expected to trade AJ Brown. However, the story, however, is that they would accept a blockbuster offer, and there are several AFC teams that are willing to slap together something like that. Also, Ari Myrov, Cowboys made trade calls for Crosby and Hendrickson, but were rebuffed by both teams.
Yeah, and we get it, and you know
they got to make the phone call. They all do.
I mean, I love the reports. I love those kind of reports. They say a lot of nothing.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys are calling for something. You got to. I mean, that's what they do. So,
when you look around the NFL, there are 8 teams, obviously, that lead in their divisions. When you look at this list, which division leader do you have the least confidence in to win their division? Patriots, the Steelers, the Colts, the Broncos, the Eagles, the Packers, the Bucks, the Niners.
Least confidence to win their division. I'm going to say the Patriots
because of
and the 49ers. I think that's both equal. I think both of them have teams that and you know, you guys mentioned the Rams earlier is one of the best teams in the, so the 49ers will have to go up against that, and the Patriots have to face off against the Bills, which they've already beat, but Bills aren't going away. So those were to be 2 teams that I have a issue with going at that.
Good there. I
didn't even see the Broncos.
They're winning their division right now.
Yeah, I'd throw them in there too. I mean, these guys are nice stories for week 8, but
I'm gonna go Niners. For me, I just think that the injuries are gonna catch up to them eventually. And having Mac Jones as your starter, it's going great, and kudos to Kyle Shanahan for making him productive at the helm. But those injuries on the defense is just too much to overcome, and I think Rams will eventually get back on top.
Drew, do you want to know something funny? The top 2 quarterbacks in the NFL in passing yards per game are Brock Purdy and Mac Jones.
Well, that shouldn't count because Purdy hasn't played.
I'm just saying. The average per game played. It's them.
I mean, it shows you what we already know. That the guy out there is
that's right.
Damn good.
Stupid ass stat.
That's why I brought it up. So to me, I mean, right now, I think the Colts are the only team I would say has the inside track to win their division. Again, the Steelers, because everything's falling apart around them. Maybe you look at them again. Look, could the Ravens make a run? Anything's possible. We'll see where that goes when Lamar comes back. The Bengals need a lot of help. For the Pats, obviously, the Bills are right up their ass, so you can't look at that. The Broncos have 2 teams right up their ass, so you can't look at that. The Colts have a bit of a breathing room. Eagles probably win the East. I don't think that's not really a controversial statement. Green Bay's in a war with Detroit. We'll see where that goes. The Bucks are going to just basically coast, I think, into their division. And the Niners are in a war with the Rams and Seahawks. So the least confidence, again, I probably would agree that the Patriots because of the Bills. It's not necessarily anti-New England. It's just pro Buffalo.
I'm the other way. I believe it's the Broncos because of the Chiefs. So I can't see the Broncos winning that division.
Well, on the other end of this discussion, comment coming in. Never thought I'd see the day where the Colts were decent. I know she's a Colts fan. Hey, Nikki, good morning. How are you? On the other end of the coin,
They're more than decent.
they're tops in the league right now.
Yeah,
And
they're more than decent.
if that
They're
was
dangerous.
a bingo card, cash that bitch in because
My sleeper picks.
Can any of these sub 500 teams make the playoffs? These are the only teams in the league. I think there's 13 that are under 500 at the moment.
I mean, you need to get an age check for some of these comments, Brian, because I mean,
The Colts,
Peyton Manning,
beat my
Adrian
Bears.
James. I mean, the
been a
Colts
while.
were, you know what I'm saying? It's been a while, but I mean, it's not,
been a while.
most people that are watching the show should remember those days.
But that was, I mean, I remember things that happened in the late 80s. I mean,
They made the playoffs in 2020.
Yeah.
Colts did.
I mean, yeah, by definition.
They were a drive away from winning a game. I mean,
they had a cup of coffee. Yes, I understand. When you look at these teams, who stand? I mean, I think Baltimore is the easy answer simply because of when you think Lamar comes back and the division's winnable. I don't know who else.
No, I mean, I know Washington's got both wide receivers coming back, but Daniels has been banged up all year. So I mean, I'm kind of
and he hasn't been playing. He hasn't been playing well.
No, so their stock is down. So you kind of eliminate them right there. Minnesota, no quarterback. You don't know quarterback issues. Arizona, no. I don't have faith in their quarterbacks. So
no one,
yeah.
No one here is making the playoffs. They're done.
No one.
I'm gonna say Baltimore. Lamar's close to coming back. I'll go with Baltimore.
Yeah, but if they're Tony, if they're at 1-6, like, can they really run that table?
Wait, they're 1-6 right now.
They are currently 1-5. They have the Bears today. Let's just say they're
they'll be 1-6.
All right,
it's gonna be a tough one.
Hope so.
It's gonna be a tough one.
All right,
but I don't know. I mean, realistically, looking at them, I mean, I don't see any. They're the only like Houston's done. They're just bad, right? Las Vegas, they're not getting above the other teams. Cleveland's done. Arizona, no. The Giants, I don't think are for real. Especially without neighbors. Miami definitely not. Tennessee definitely not. New Orleans definitely not. So there's like some hard nose on this list, right?
Yeah,
like very hard nose. Washington, maybe, but I just don't think that they even Daniels beforehand hasn't been playing well. So I think the only player you could you're adding the MVP back to the Baltimore team. They're the only ones with any kind of shot.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the only team with real talent on that list too. I mean, they got the most talented roster. So,
dude,
yeah. And if Flacco can pull off a game and Burrow does something, I think it would be. It's either who gets it right between Baltimore and Cincinnati when their quarterbacks are healthy. And I think Lamar's going to be healthier first, so that's what I'll roll with.
Okay, there's the schedule. How many wins did Baltimore get to?
Oh, Baltimore. Where we at? Oh, so after okay, I see. After
they have 3 road games, 5. So look at their schedule. They should roll through Miami, Minnesota.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right. You played Cincinnati twice.
If they get to 1-6, how many losses can you sustain and get in? 8.
2-6, 3-6, 4-6, 5-6, 7, 6-6. It could be 500 going into the Pittsburgh game. I mean, 3 road games is extremely difficult. But you're also, and if they can pull off that Pittsburgh win, then that knocks Pittsburgh down. And it's very well in week 18, they're playing for some sort of playoff spot against Pittsburgh.
That would be crazy.
But
I can see it happening.
What I'm saying is if you drop to 1-6, right, you need to lose 2 games the rest of the way, max.
Look at their schedule. Tell me what games they're definitely losing on that schedule with a healthy Lamar.
I mean, Lamar is that big of a difference that
definitely loser. Green Bay is the only one I can say
they would
definitely
be favored
loser
in all these games. They would be favored
Green
in
Bay,
all of these games.
I wouldn't say they're definitely losing that game. If Baltimore,
you asked for definite losers, that's the only team I'd see as a threat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the only possibility, and that Pittsburgh isn't going to be an easy game either.
Pat's game,
they won't be.
Pat's ain't going to be easy either. That's what I'm saying. So there's it wouldn't be surprising me if they lost 2 of their last 3. But you know what? I mean, it's if they're on a roll coming into these games, they're going to have a hell of momentum.
A lot of
And
momentum.
if Derrick Henry's finally running downhill, I mean, listen, I'll take the MVP.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, from that list that Brian shared, that's the only team that I would even
Because I
remotely
think
feel confident in picking in.
if you think of it too, I think Burrow would not be back by
They're
week
not.
15,
He
right?
might not. Yeah, no, he might not come back at all.
Right.
Not
Depending
if
on
they're
how
winning,
that.
though.
That
Not if they're winning.
but that was a
No,
rosy.
that's what I'm saying.
I think when they were talking about when he could come back, that was more of like on the rosy end of like when.
Yeah, I mean, think about
Yeah,
it. too.
mid-December, they said.
They're not going to they can't sacrifice his health at the end of the year. They can't do it. It would be too big of a gamble. So,
But if they're in playoff contention, they will.
well, yeah, because he's going to fight to be back on the field.
Exactly.
He's going to make them.
And you have to show your fan base that, right? You
Yep.
have to show your
Yeah.
fan base, like if you have a
Yeah.
shot to be on the field, unless you say he's absolutely hurt and can't play.
But wouldn't that be something? Let's just say the Bengals peel off a bunch of wins in a row under Flacco. Like, do you bring Burrow back and just? I mean, and that's a tough decision at that
Yes.
point, right? Do you?
Yes. It's like,
Yes,
yes.
we learned
I
that.
agree with you, but I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's an easy decision.
No,
It's
it
behind
should
the
be. It
scenes.
should be
That's
a
his
very
job.
easy
His
decision.
job is to win, to help your starting quarterback succeed. That's his job. It's that simple. This isn't Kerry Collins of Tennessee. Okay.
Hold on. I don't know. I was looking up the props for the divisions, right?
Yeah.
But let me just read this right because I don't want to say. If you look at Baltimore's props to against the division, like where they finish, plus first place is plus 180s. Second's plus 185. Third is plus 290. They're expecting them to finish first or second in their division still.
Yeah, that's what it
Which is
says.
insane.
That's crazy.
It's a division though. You got
Okay,
you got a
but-
hapless Browns team. You got the Steelers probably riding a little bit too high than normal, and you have a
That's
Bengals
why
team
they could.
that's hurt.
That's why they have a good shot at making the playoffs. I mean, right now, you have Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, they're top of division. I don't even see them listed here for some reason.
Well, you know who's not making the playoffs?
Oh, Pittsburgh's plus 110. So they're thinking it's going to be Pittsburgh and Baltimore first or second in that division.
That's probably
easy.
accurate, given
So
the
I think
fact that the Bengals have no quarter. I mean,
Then it's a great shot for them to make the playoffs then for Baltimore from what everybody else is thinking.
But we know who's not, and that's the New York Jets. Are they going to win a game this year? Their schedule:
Hold their schedule.
at Cincinnati, hosting Cleveland, at New England, at Baltimore, home to Atlanta, home to Miami, at
There you go.
Jacksonville, at New Orleans, hosting New England, at Buffalo.
Miami's their only shot.
Listen,
I mean,
no, absolutely not. I think why can't they win today?
I don't think they're going to.
I don't think they're going to either. But I'm just saying, if they beat Cincinnati, if Flacco, because Flacco's had some really meltdown games too. I mean, I don't think that they're that bad. The thing that confuses me with the Jets, and I guess I'll have to blame Aaron Glenn on that, is how they're using Justin Fields. Why is he a drop back passer? Like, I mean, he's a guy who should be having 10 carries plus a game, like, designed and that kind of stuff. And they're just trying to use him as a regular quarterback, and he's not a regular quarterback because Anthony had the unfortunate, way of viewing for a couple of years there. So, I mean, that's the head scratcher. I mean, Breece Hall, him, Davis in the background, Garrett Wilson, them guys, like, who's out today. I mean, they have no receivers playing today, which shouldn't really matter. Run the ball 40 times a game with Breece Hall and Justin Fields and see what the hell you can do out of it. But, for whatever reason, they never adopted that. I mean, when Dallas went to play the Jets early in this year, I was scared of Justin Fields' legs because, as you just seen, Hurts kill him with 2 runs. So, I mean, it's crazy, but they just don't use him right. If you want to commit to that kind of quarterback as your starting quarterback, commit to the offense that he's capable of running.
Yeah. I would usually give the Jets some kind of chance because usually on defensively they're a good team, but they're not even that this
They
year.
haven't.
Yeah, so
The defense has been terrible this year.
Yeah, so they can't even hang their hat on that. So I mean Miami maybe like we talked about, maybe New Orleans.
Yeah, what's the date of that Miami game? Is it going to be cold up north? That kind of nonsense.
Yeah. No, I mean.
Oh my God, Nick Mangold.
Yeah.
Passed away.
Oh no.
Only 41.
Wow.
Is he? I think he's in the
As
second
we speak
phase
about the
of the Hall of
Jets.
Fame.
Holy shit!
He just passed to the next section for Hall of Fame voting, I believe.
Wow.
That sucks.
He had like a health issue, right? Like he was dealing with something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't aware. I was not
that's-
aware of that. I was not aware of that. Good
That
player.
guy,
man.
he was such a beast, man.
They're going to
Oh
win it
my
for Nick
God.
today. What do you think?
That's when the Jets were good. Think about the
Yeah.
Jets.
Was that with Mark Sanchez
Yeah.
and Rex Ryan?
Yep. That defense. Bart
That
Scott.
defense was disgusting. Oh my God.
He needed a blood transplant
Oh,
12 days ago.
Oh, no one could find it. Damn, no one could match him.
He needed blood type O. Passed away, complications from kidney disease.
oh God.
Damn.
Well, no, blood type O should be the easiest one to find, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow. That's a shame.
Yeah.
I gotta post that, so keep talking. About the Jets, unfortunately.
Yeah, I
I
mean
mean,
the Jets. No one really wants to talk about the Jets.
Okay, well now here, next topic.
Here we go.
Yeah, thank you.
Will we see another coach fired in season?
You've already seen another one get fired already.
Who's that?
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, I would think it's going to come off the AFCs from the Jets that we just mentioned. I don't know if Aaron Glenn has ingratiated himself too much in New York, and they haven't won, so I think it's an easy way to get out. Yeah, and Mike McDaniel's basically a clown show. I don't know if the Tyreek Hill injury kind of bought him some time, but they should pull that plug.
Yeah, I
on
agree
him
with you.
and Tua.
I agree with you. Mike McDaniel should have been fired weeks ago. He's lost the locker room. He's not a leader of men. If you want to make him an OC, that's fine. But his capri pants can go, dude. I'm so done with his ass. It's pitiful. Miami went all in a couple years ago, and it just didn't pan out. And I think all of us would say if we saw that coming a mile away with Tua, just you can't put your franchise around a guy like that at all, dude. His press conferences has been comical at least. So yeah, Mike McDaniel should be fired.
Listen, everybody likes weird and quirky and that kind of stuff when they're winning, but once this kind of stuff happens, it's time to go.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Pete Carroll get fired after the season either. I think.
Well, what's with the call for elder abuse, Drew? I mean, I can't support that one. I don't see why. I think the game plan going in for the Raiders was just kind of head scratching. Yeah, so it was very head scratching moves that they made going into the season. So I don't know what they.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't think they were all. I don't think that's Carroll. Carroll ultimately kind of you don't give the keys to a Ferrari to an 80-year-old
and expect good things to happen. Well, we'll see about Mike McDaniel, but we'll start there today. The 1-6 Dolphins visiting the 3-3 Falcons. Atlanta is a 7.5-point favorite in this game. Over under is 44.5. The Miami Dolphins are dead last in the NFL, allowing 159.3 rushing yards per game, which is just mouthwatering to Bijan Robinson, who leads the NFL with 152.3 scrimmage yards per game. There's going to be the Kirk Cousins show in Atlanta today. There is no Michael Penix dealing with, I think it's a bone bruise, might be back next week, but Kirk gets back on the field. No Drake London. He is inactive today. So, you look at the standings, obviously, in that division. We keep saying how the Bucs are going to run away with it, and that's probably the most likely scenario. However, Atlanta's sitting at 3-3. They're one back in the loss column. So a win today would go a long way to keeping their division hopes alive and even their playoff hopes alive, because you look at the standings for playoffs at the exact moment, they are sitting 11th, 1.5 game behind the Dallas Cowboys. They're sitting worse than the Carolina Panthers. So Atlanta's got to sugar it off the pot here. This was supposed to be the year that they kind of really made some big strides moving forward. I haven't seen it yet. Are we going to?
Atlanta was my suicide pick up until, I guess, yesterday. I just couldn't trust Kirk Cousins. You don't know what the heck's going on there. I mean, listen, I'm not a big Penix fan. I don't think he's really done anything, but I mean, to kind of warrant any kind of enthusiasm around his play. Kirk Cousins has in the past career, but he's also has left us, pounding our head against the wall, I guess, to make a joke of what he's done in the past. So I had to pull them off of my team because I just can't trust with Kirk Cousins down now without Drake London. It's just tough.
Who'd you end up picking?
Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
So Miami, I can't see anything good to say about this game except that Bijan Robinson is immensely fun to watch. Give him the ball every single time, please. We'll see if Kyle Pitts steps up in Drake London's absence today. I mean, there's some show. Devin Achane, I mean, he's going to see. He's fun to watch if he could pop a run here or there. But other than that, this is a fantasy's perfective game, and it's going to be dog wash on the field.
But they've been a lot better at home, though, Tony. Like their losses this year.
Yeah, they're a better team at home than away. Absolutely.
They would have beat Tampa if not for some kicking issues. They lost to Carolina.
They always beat Tampa though for some dumbass reason. They swept them last year.
Yeah, they lost at Carolina 30-0 in a game that I just can't explain. Then they lost last week to the Niners at the Niners. I mean, it's the Niners on the road. It's a game I think today for Atlanta they do need. They go to New England after this, then they host they don't host. They go somewhere internationally to play the Colts. They get Carolina at home. Things open up a little bit towards the end of the season, but it's a game you got to win as a touchdown favorite. You just got to win that game. How you get there, I don't know. I mean, again, the Dolphins are reeling. Do you get that? We all come together and get a win, and no one thinks we're going to win games. And Tua's out there complaining about nobody's going to meetings and a whole bunch of other nonsense going on in Miami. I don't know. It's a tough spot.
It will be interesting if Kirk Cousins goes out there on balls and they have actually a immense performance offense to see what they do, because I don't think Penix has done anything to separate himself too much. If Cousins could get rolling, it would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Kirk Cousins in this game today. I think he'll play well. I mean, that's why Atlanta had to keep him. They're paying him $27 million to be a backup. I mean. So, I think you plug
it's
them
more
in.
than that.
I think you plug them in and you can be confident. And listen, this Atlanta defense is very good. They're an underrated defense, so I don't see the Dolphins really doing much today. I mean, I know this game's heavily bet by the public today, but I'm buying down the point, making it 6.5, and I'm going to take the Falcons. I mean,
bro,
I think their defense is just going to smother Tua. I don't see him playing well today at all here in Atlanta.
Bro,
so.
I have Atlanta as my survivor pick, and now I'm questioning myself.
I just changed mine to the Colts just because he said that. Honestly, I don't want to. I don't want to.
I don't have the Colts. I don't have Kansas City to pick.
I think the Falcons still win, but I guess.
Oh my god!
The interesting part will be, if Cousins goes out there and
I'm okay. That's just me though. I'm okay with having Kirk Cousins on the field.
Listen, Ant, I don't hate it, but. Like I said, I don't hate it because Penix wasn't lighting up.
Yeah,
but Kirk Cousins also has the ability to throw 4 pick sixes. I mean,
he does.
All right, we haven't seen 4, but we've seen 2, and I just don't want that variable to listen. I wasn't on the show last week, but Denver was my suicide pick.
You want suicide.
And I also had Cortland Sutton over 70 yards to close out a 14 parlay. So that last, I was up and down. I was. That last 30 seconds of that Giants game, I don't want that stress of having to have my season depending on Kirk Cousins.
Now,
I'll go with Mahomes Monday night at home. I'll take the safe pick. They're playing Buffalo next week. I can't use them, so hopefully, I get them where I needed to be. So
listen,
I should have done the show today. Oh my god!
Both Atlanta running backs scored today. Take them both. I think you're going to see Kirk Cousins turn around and hand the ball off a lot.
That's what I'm hoping for all week.
Take both running backs to
score. I have Bijan's rushing receiving total plus 2 touchdowns as a parlay. Same thing with Jonathan. Jonathan Taylor, I did the same thing later, but I got 3 touchdowns for him. The reason why I got 3 for Bijan is because of Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier is a fantastic back. I like him at BYU. I liked him coming into the draft.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he put up a
I love
$1,000
him.
rookie season, and they're like, "Oh, we'll take Bijan Robinson." So
Drew, do you have the Bengals available in Survivor?
I do.
I have great news.
I was going back and forth between.
I have great
both of
news
them.
for you. They're playing the Jets today. They're a 6.5-point favorite at home.
scares me.
44.5 the number.
No,
We were talking about the Jets earlier. Did you know that the Jets' 5 losses have been by 7 points or less? That's tied for the most in the NFL. Meanwhile,
creepy.
the Bengals' wins have been by 7 combined points. So maybe it's a little tighter than we think.
Doesn't help me. It doesn't help me.
It doesn't help you at all now.
No.
Again, look, if you've taken a team against the Jets every week, you're still alive in Survivor. So
You
that
are.
friend is your friend.
Oh my God.
But it's not going to be but it won't be very easy. Look, I think if you're a Bengals fan that's trying to like enjoy your life in the season, I personally would just tank the rest of the way, but that's just me. But for them, they beat the Steelers, didn't they?
No.
They won, right? They did win, right?
The Bengals, yeah.
Yeah.
Bengals
Oh,
won last year.
I don't know why I took a
absolutely.
second to think about that. It was just one of those crazy games. So, again, there's a shot here. It's not all great shot, but if they get to 5-4, like it's not, again, as we keep saying, this division is eminently not that bad. I mean, not that much of a challenge. Like it's doable.
Steelers
It's
could
doable
lose tonight.
today. It's doable maybe next week. Ant's going to kill me between now and next week. And you get Pittsburgh then at Pittsburgh. I mean, again, like there's, I don't know. The Bengals need to get a win today, so I'm going to assume they're going to win.
Are they going to cover?
It's the
Are they
Jets.
going to cover? Are they going to cover? That's the question.
Suicide is not a point
I know.
spread, Anthony.
I know. I'm
It
saying
should
right
be.
now-
Listen, if you're considering this game for suicide, you got freaking problems. I mean, listen, that's the come on.
When else can you take the
You don't
Bengals?
All right, I'll go with Mahomes on Monday night. You guys go with Flacco.
You got it
stop.
easy. I know.
You do not. Oh, you don't have KC left.
I don't have the Chiefs.
I'm using the Colts because you said something. Now I'm all freaked out.
Colts.
Oh,
I love Colts
all right.
today. I love Colts today.
Don't have the Colts either.
Except it is a division. Except it is a division game.
Oh, you're bucking your theory.
Division game at home.
I can't think right now. Yeah, I got the Bengals winning the game, dude. I got Bengals
course you
winning
do.
today. Oh, my God.
I mean, no Sauce Gardner. I mean, Chase is going to eat again. Higgins is
Chase,
going to eat
take
again.
Chase's receptions, which I believe is 9 or 8. I can't remember
something
one.
around there.
I'm bumping it. He gets plus money on 90 yards, and you got to get him for a tutty. So stack all 3.
And listen, I have to play him today. Chase Brown. I mean, this is a game he could coming off 100 yards.
Yeah.
Maybe he could build for us fantasy guys. So Chase Brown, give me an anytime Chase Brown today.
Let me ask
I
you,
like anything Cincinnati offense today.
how much do you think what Jamar Chase did last week with Joe Flacco a quarterback? How much of that do you think AJ Brown said, like, what the hell? How much of that as an impact? Because these guys all watch everything else. Like we can't even get me going, but Flacco shows up in 2 weeks and just Chase is getting basically 20 targets.
I think it's 2 different philosophies of offense, though, and 2 different type of players.
Well, yeah, one's a passer and one's not.
Saquon Barkley's a way better running back than Chase Brown. You got to get Saquon Barkley going, and that's a butter of their offense. Cincinnati has no identity, so they have Joe Flacco, who's 40 years old, that has still one of the most powerful arms in the NFL. He's going to throw nonstop, especially with that offensive line. It's not a good rushing offensive line.
There's no way I want Hurts trying to throw the ball to
That
AJ Brown
too.
20 times. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I mean,
is this group saying Joe Flacco is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts?
Absolutely not. What
Okay.
we're
I'm not
saying
going that
is
far.
I'm not. Listen, I'm.
they had the same amount of Super Bowl rings,
They do.
But it's you just look at the style of offense. I mean, but you also have that metric. When Hurts throws the ball over 35 times, he's like 0-7 or something like that, or whatever it is.
That's crazy.
So you just don't want to run your team that way.
It's good. It's good they invested in these wide receivers. That's what Look, the Bengals should win today. If not, no one's going to care. But it's one of those things. The Cleveland Browns take a 2-5 record into Foxborough against the 5-2 Pats. The Pats are 6.5-point favorite, over under 40.5. Cleveland is a top-ranked total defense. They're allowing just over 256 yards per game. For New England, Drake May last week set a franchise single-game record with a 91.3% completion percentage. Now, you may recall there have been a quarterback or two that had pretty decent careers that played in New England. Neither of them ever did what Drake May did last week. So that's notable for what it's worth. Just putting that out there into the atmosphere. As an unabashed fan of Drake May that hates the city of Boston, whatever.
We could finally find some common ground.
Yeah, dude. My breakout guy of the year for quarterback was him. He's playing absolutely phenomenal in New England. Mike Vrabel's got this team looking like the old of the Patriots. Everything's working. Everything's firing in all cylinders. I do want to see the defense play a little bit better. This is going to be a tough matchup for them because the Cleveland's, I think they have the top with the number one total defense, I believe, heading into this week. Going to be scary. I don't think Stevenson's going to do much in this game. I think it's going to be relying on Drake May. I would take the over on his rushing for this game. But other than that, dude, I think this is going to be a tough, gritty, field goal heavy type of game, and I think New England's going to bring it out and get a dub and go 6-2. But this game scares me if I'm a New England fan because Cleveland they have really nothing to play for, and that defense is nasty, dude. Mason Grant not getting enough love, man. I want to see him get more love in the national media side. The guy is a run plugger, dude. He is playing phenomenal football at the nose.
Drew, do you remember an angry text you sent me during a draft we were both in when TreVeyon Henderson was taken before you?
Oh, dude. Such a disappointment this year.
He was just dropped in a league that I'm in.
I know.
I had him in one. I drafted him in one league, I believe, and I dropped it. I dropped him last week.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with him with him and Vrabel's wife, but it's ridiculous. I mean, I watched a lot of TreVeyon Henderson and Q Junkins at Ohio State because during college football and stuff like that. Bet on him pretty much every week. The size speed ratio for Henderson is great, and one of the biggest things that normally get rookies, running backs in trouble is they can't block. He's by far was the best blocker. It was a really red flag when Stevenson fumbled the ball 30 times, and then they went to Gibson. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he has, he just doesn't have the mental capacity to know the plays, which is, in the NFL, running backs one of the quickest positions to pick up. It's just a very weird situation, and thankfully I dodged the bullet on every league but one with him. So,
do you think it's a preference for Vrabel because he has the preference of liking the bigger backs that like a Stevenson type because he's always has that as their main guy as his main guy under when he's the head coach. Obviously, he had Derrick Henry. That's a starter for most coaches, but that preference of size to be able to block and all that because Stevenson is not that. I just don't think he's that type of back who could do all that. But I don't know. It sucks.
Well, Henderson's not a little back. I mean, Henderson is a pretty decent sized back. I mean, he's 5'9", 5'10", over 210, 15 pounds. I mean, I wouldn't call him little. I mean, so yeah, I don't know what maybe it's running style. I don't know. I don't think many people know what it is because normally when backs find their way into the doghouse of a coach or whatever reason, like Kendre Miller for New Orleans, there was a lot written about him, why he's in the doghouse, why he's not being the primary backup, blah 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 over the last couple of years. And a lot of stuff came out. Henderson, you really haven't heard much about, so it'd be interesting to see why the fall from grace, because they did invest a lot of draft capital on him.
I have a trivia question for you. Who was the coach of the Cleveland Browns the last time they went into New England and won a football game?
Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
1992.
Yeah.
Drew, were you alive in 1992?
Yeah.
Okay.
Barely.
Did you know of your surroundings in 19? Okay. All right.
You're 3?
I was 3.
A young buck.
I mean, I was 8, but whatever. It's all the same.
Probably was at 4.
The Pats.
I was
the
18. I was 18.
The Pats should get a win. The Browns defense has been, again, pretty good, but they've also been not that great at home. I mean, on the road. They allowed 41 points to Baltimore. They allowed 34 points to Detroit. They allowed 21 to Minnesota and 23 to Pittsburgh, right? So this is not again, they might not be allowing a ton of yards, but the points are piling up, right? Like, mind you, the games that they have won, 13-10 at home against Green Bay, 31-6 against Miami last week. So if they've allowed 11 points or more, they've lost. We'll see where that goes. I do think the Pats get a win today. It might not be pretty, but they get a win today.
Hunter Henry plus 170.
So let me ask you a question. Who would you start at quarterback today? Would you start Drake May or would you start Bo Nix?
Bo Nix.
No, Bo Nix against the Dallas defense. I mean, listen, whether way that game, it wouldn't surprise me if that Browns-Patriots game was a low-scoring, with the defensive step up. It would really surprise me if there's no points scored in Denver. Because Bo Nix you're going to get running, he's going to be active and everything like that. I mean, this is just strictly matchup based, and obviously there's not many bigger fans of Drake May than me, and I'm not a huge Bo Nix, but if Bo Nix doesn't have a great day-to-day fantasy wise, it'd be shocking.
I would agree.
You almost didn't have one last week against New York until that fourth quarter came.
Trust me, I was playing against him I was playing against him in one league. I lost by 4 points with our buddy Jameson Williamson putting up a goose egg. So yeah, that was.
Bro, he's been a disappointment this year. Oh my God.
He had that one great. Well, it's weird. He's not involved in the offense. I don't know. I mean, they involved him one game and he did everything he's supposed to do and he looked phenomenal. But it just hasn't taken off. I thought he'd have a nice jump this week. I mean, this year, but it hasn't happened. He just hasn't had the involvement.
Nope.
The New York Giants should have won a game last week. They didn't. The last time they did win a game was against their opponent today, the Philadelphia Eagles, who are a 7.5-point favorite at home. The over-under is 43.5. The Giants have not swept the Eagles in a season series since 2007. They can do that today. The Eagles have won 12 straight at home against the Giants, including the playoffs. So the trend in both of these is that the Eagles should win. But I think the trend was also that way when they lost 2 weeks ago. So, thoughts on this one as the Eagles break out that stupid Kelly Green of theirs?
I love when the Eagles fans wear Kelly Green and they get all excited about it and everything like that. And I get a chance to remind them, you guys never won anything in Kelly Green. All you did in Kelly Green was watch the Giants win a Super Bowl, watch the Redskins win a Super Bowl, and watch the Cowboys win multiple Super Bowls. So go ahead and have that nostalgia for Kelly Green and all that other nonsense. And then remember when you put that 92 jersey on, and our boy White on the back, remember he wasn't happy. He left the Philly and he went to Green Bay and that's where he won the Super Bowl at. So just remember that nostalgia when you guys were still losers.
Oh, they're always losers, like people. Their team might win something.
I'm not gonna say that before. I mean, I know some.
I will say that
very successful Eagles fans, but
that they're still losers. That doesn't matter.
Jesus.
Oh, geez.
As you were.
The Giants should be 4-3 heading into this week. Losing to New Orleans and losing to Denver, which I'm so pissed. I was so happy when we lost to Indy. I was like, all right, cool. That's fine. I see the Giants are winning Denver. Then that freaking miraculous fourth quarter. Absolutely insane. Dowell should be fired just off of that stupid ass performance in the fourth. I got the Eagles. We already talked about it earlier with Quig bringing it up. I think the Eagles are going to absolutely demolish the Giants today.
They're angry.
They're angry. They're pissed. No A.J. Brown today, which is not going to be a distraction on the field. I think Jalen's going to eat today. I remember a couple years ago where Quig and Ant were talking about bets and how Jalen Hurts was literally saving people and buying people's homes because of his rushing. I think that's going to happen today. I think he's just going to have one of those Jalen Hurts type of games today. So,
what is a Jalen Hurts type of game to you?
Over 50 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns, that type of thing.
How's the passing numbers? Are we talking about them? We're going to forget about that. Okay.
Oh, no. You might be better than Trevor Lawrence, though. That's what the top of the day.
I don't know that he is.
And so,
not as a passer. I'm not sure that he is.
There's not one team in the NFL that would take Trevor Lawrence over Jalen Hurts.
Absolutely not.
That says a lot about the current NFL.
That says a lot about you.
Right about that.
No.
Says a lot about you and your evaluations.
No,
listen, I like what Tom mentioned about A.J. Brown, Cam Jurgens, and Adoree Jackson. But at the same time, I think no A.J. Brown kind of ignites that locker room a little bit more and let them have a little bit more comfortability in the lane. There's not that tension in the huddle every time. Cam Jurgens is the one I'd be more concerned about, but I think they'll overcome that with a bad Giants team, a phenomenal defensive line, but a bad Giants team. Drew, you said why you're surprised about that. You're not surprised that Giants went and lost to Denver. How it happened, you're surprised about. But when Denver went into New York went into Denver, you're not surprised that they lost that game.
No, I'm surprised.
But that's what bad
Dabble
teams
hasn't
do.
been fired.
Well, that's another thing. But that's what bad teams do. They find ways to lose games, and they found a great way to lose a game.
I agree with you.
You know, and then New Orleans took care of them too. I like Wendell Robinson to have a big game against the Eagles secondary, but at the end of the day, I think this is the Eagles game that they actually put their foot on the Giants, and they kind of separate them. I like this 7.5. Maybe get a little frogging and lay it at 10 because I just think that there's a little bit of reality is going to set in, and that's a bad loss from the Giants to recover from last week. Back-to-back road games with a bad loss like that. I don't care if it's Giants or anything like that. Listen, I like Jackson Dark. I like his bravado, but I don't think you talk about mind. I don't think Dable's the guy that gets these guys' mind right. I just don't think there's enough out there to get it done. I think this is a 1:00 game in Philly that the Eagles are going to separate themselves today.
Would you give? And I'm sorry, I want to say something quick. Would you give Dabble another shot at head coach at a different spot?
As of right now, no. He immediately, no, not at all. I mean, he's somebody that would have to be like a McDaniels and go back and earn it, right? I mean, he was.
I agree.
He was successful with a Hall of Fame trending quarterback, right? With Josh Allen. I don't. You have to show me whatever success that he had, and he's been a failure in New York.
He would get hired though, quick. I think as an OC.
Absolutely, and I think if there's a lot like Saleh. You know what I'm saying? Saleh he's not some guys are quarterbacks.
Look at San Francisco.
Yeah. Dan Quinn, another one. Dan Quinn, when he had Dallas, I mean, that was what he was. You know, he was a defense coordinator. He's in Washington now, and we'll see how that turns out. I mean, 1 year was great, but he might have learned some stuff in evaluation, and change things as his first in as coach. That's professional progression, what you expect in a lot of walks of life. But Dable isn't somebody I'd be. Absolutely, let's get him now. He's available. We're going out and get him. Absolutely not, because I think he's has to take too much responsibility for what goes on in New York.
That's fair.
I like the Eagles big today. I agree with Tony. I think they're going to come out and roll. I touched on it earlier. I think today is going to be a Goddard day without A.J. Brown. I like Goddard today. Anytime touchdown, over 4 receptions. I think Hurts is going to rely on him. So Eagles big today.
Sorry, Thomas.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
he got one win off. He got a split.
He felt. Listen, he was riding high. I mean, I would too if I were him. That was a big win for them.
Yeah.
If I told you before the season that going into this game, the Bills and the Panthers have the same amount of wins, you would have probably told me that Josh Allen died. Like that's pretty much how you would have gotten to this, right? But the 4-2 Bills at the 4-3 Panthers, Buffalo 7.5 is the line, 46.5 is the number. Josh Allen has never lost 3 straight games in his career. He's lost the last 2. Carolina is averaging 141 point yards on the ground. That's the 3rd best in the NFL. They're going to need to, I mean, I will tell you this. If I am Carolina, I am running the ball a lot today. You want to know why? So I can keep Josh Allen the hell off the field. I want to control time of possession in this game. I don't want anybody. Is Dalton even? I mean, if it's Bryce Young or Dalton, I really don't care. They need to be running the ball 60% of the time, if not more, and that may be light. I have to hit the restroom. Talk amongst yourselves.
You know, he talked about the running game. I mean, with Dowdell and Chuba back, I mean, what they're doing, that's pretty impressive. And as we were reminded when they played Dallas, Carolina was undefeated. They're undefeated at home this year, right? So when you're looking at that, I mean, I can't see many ways that Carolina wins this game, but I think I can see many ways that they cover this game. You know, I think they're going to play tough. I think the Carolina fans have kind of embraced some things, and Andy Dalton, as quarterback, has always been someone that's going to give you a fight. You know, things going to get the ball to Ted out there, you know, and you hit that play action and trying to control the pace. If they get down big, and that's the key, if they get down big, they're not a team that's going to be able to catch up with many teams, but they got to be able to stay in the game. And I don't know if the Bills. I mean, it's just a weird spot for the Bills, right? Coming off a bye, heading down to Carolina, a team that they should really take care of. You're 7.5 on. I could see maybe a little bit of rust or a little bit of lack of enthusiasm coming to this game, and Carolina's been showing all year that they've been able to put up a fight. I'm going to take Carolina plus the 7.5. The Dowdell and Hubbard monster that's going to be running the ball this week. I think they've both been pretty successful. I do like a big James Cook day today. I think James Cook's going to be able to get busy, and his run and reception combo is something I'll be on.
Yeah, I agree, Tony. I like the Panthers here plus 7.5. I think they're going to give the Bills a tough time. The Bills defensively, I'm not really impressed with them. I think this Panthers team, even with Dalton, a veteran quarterback who could come in and can run a game at least, So I think that's the plan of attack, is run at this Bills team. Like you mentioned, Cook. I mean, they're going to have to lean on Cook because I keep saying this Bills team on the outside, it's really going to come up and bite them. I believe they're putting too much on their quarterback to run the ball. They're putting too much on their tight ends. I think it could come back and really hurt them in the long run. So I think it's going to be a tough competitive game. So yeah, give me the Panthers plus 7.5 here. And
let's not forget that the Bills are coming into this losing 2 games straight going into their bye.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Not a lot of good feelings. I think what happened is, was it 4 weeks ago now that we started talking about, can the Bills lose the game and run the table? Will the Bills lose the game and run the table? I think that's something Brian put up here, and since then they haven't won a game.
I did.
So the old Atard mush took place for Buffalo.
Maybe I did it on purpose because I'm pulling for Drake May. How do you know?
Hopefully you faded. Hopefully you bet bet on it. That's for sure.
I think coming out of the bye, I think the Bills know what's at stake here in the division and the situation that they're in right now because of everything that was going on with Kansas City in the beginning of the season. And now they should be running dog walking away with the number 1 spot in the AFC, which is huge and something that you need during the playoffs. To play at Buffalo is a whole different type than it is playing at LA. So with that being said, man, I think Buffalo is going to have a big game. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to absolutely demolish the Panthers. I get where you guys are coming from, how they've been playing, and they've been playing great at home. I just think that Buffalo needs that trademark win to get them going, and I think this would be that type of game to do it. Josh Allen really isn't being useful enough in the run game. So I want to see them go back to the Bills of what they were last year. I agree with you. The outside skill position players hasn't been good whatsoever. Shakir, Coleman, Palmer, all these cats are just not getting the separation that they need. The Bills' O-line hasn't been that great. Cook has been the only constant. But with all that being said, I think coming out of the bye, the Bills know how to handle business from years past, and I think that we're going to see that today in this game. So I got the Bills winning.
But Drew, don't you think that? I mean, you just named their starting receiver core, right?
Yeah.
You can't say any of them guys are good.
Ass.
Keon Coleman has potential, had potential, but none of these guys were ever good in the NFL. And I think that's one of the things that they kind of overlooked in Buffalo coming into this year is we don't have a good receiver on our roster. And I think that they needed to kind of invest and bring somebody in. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the trade deadline, but they should have been out there trying to bring somebody in that could really help this team, because I think they overvalued what they had on the outside, especially. I mean, Shakir and Coleman, I mean, 1A, 1B, completely different types of wide receivers, but they're just not getting the options. They're not getting open. Coleman disappears every now and then. Shakir hasn't been that reliable slot guy that they wanted. They're looking for answers, and I think the answer was you need to come in with a better talent base coming into the season when you have such a phenomenal quarterback like Josh Allen.
I agree with you, Tone. I think them investing in the offensive line in the offseason and then doing what they can on the defensive side, because we got to remember last year they were down like 6 defensive starters heading into the playoffs. So I think they really were thinking about depth at defense and depth at offensive line. Now I agree with you. Keon Coleman did show brights of consistency and playmaking ability. I mean, you know more than me when it comes to college football. I didn't watch him in college that much, but what I saw last year was glimpses of him being that dog. And we saw week 1 where he was, getting open and hitting the slants to the post. But ever since then, it's like Josh, it's like the Buffalo, it's like the OC, Brady, and Josh want to not just prioritize him getting open. It feels like schematically they just go with what is their bread and butter, which is RPOs and runs and James Cook, which is fine. But I don't think that's a recipe to win, because you keep on repeating yourself over and over. It's not going to work when you get in the playoffs. Now, when you go in and head into this, I agree with you. No one has come out to be the dog. I mean, even last year we talked about how Dalton Kincaid went away, but this year now Kincaid is being highlighted besides him missing that week when he was hurt. So, I mean, I agree with you. They should go out and look for a dog at receiver, but I mean, I'm just going off of what they have right now and what they're going for. Honestly, go look at Josh's numbers rushing. He's not rushing like he did last year. So
I actually just pulled that up, and he's kind of similar, to be honest with you. He's averaging 5 less yards a carry this year. A little bit more yards a carry, but
I was looking at
numbers.
Intense.
If you look at it, like the numbers wise, 42 rushing yards, 53, 45, 59. I mean, he hasn't had that big rushing game yet, but last year, I mean, when you look at it, I mean, he's actually in the first 7 games this year, he's had more rushing yards than last year. So, I mean, if you just pull it up real quick, and the thing is, towards the end of the year, 82, 68. That's where he had some bigger gains. But if you pull up his numbers, they're kind of similar, and it does seem like they've been wanting to run on, lean on James Cook a lot. A guy that you know a lot about, Drew, that I kind of like in Keon Coleman too is Quentin Johnson. They have the size speed ratio. They do things that you're like, oh wow, okay, and you're kind of waiting them to kind of break out, and I think it's the development. But I just I just go back to the beginning of the year. All they were talking about was the running game. James Cook, and they were gonna work in Ray Davis, and they were gonna work at Tyler Johnson. It was like 3-headed monster. Brought a lot of questions around the fantasy world, and that's not happening. It's just been all James Cook. So, and kind of breaking in with the was that a AI freestyle of 50 Cent or something remix? But now I think Buffalo's looking for answers. I don't think they're going to find them in Carolina today. And you said this is a statement game. I don't think you can make a statement game off of Carolina Panther win. It's a game that they need to win, though.
Have to.
You can.
Oh, yeah.
If I told you that in week 8, the Chicago Bears would be 4-2 going against a 1-5 Ravens team, you probably would have said, oh, I guess Lamar Jackson died. And that kind of happened to a degree. But that's what we have here today. Break up the Bears, same record as the Bills. Baltimore somehow is a 2.5-point favorite in this game. I don't really know why. That is very fishy to me. 44.5 number. Chicago has won 4 straight since starting 0-2. That's their first 4-game winning streak since 2018.
Hey now.
Baltimore's 1-5 start is tied for the worst 6-game start in the history of the Baltimore Ravens. 2015 was the year. Anthony, floor's yours.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm kind of nervous today. You're right. This line, it was 6.5 with Lamar, and now it's 2.5 with Huntley. It's very worrisome. I'm worried about Derrick Henry today against this Bears rush defense. It's not really their strongest point. Concerned last week. Caleb, not a good game, even though they got the win against a pretty shitty Saints team. He did not play well, so I'm looking for this offense to get back on track today. I do like what they're doing running the football. I think that's really helping their team. Defensively, also, I believe they lead the NFL in takeaways, so which is really helping them in this win streak right now. So I don't know. I think they got to ride the defense, ride Swift right now. Their offensive line's coming together, playing well. So I know the Ravens are getting Roquan back against his former team. They got a couple of guys on defense coming back. Give me the Bears today on the money line, man. I'm taking them plus one. I believe it's 120 plus 120, 130 right now. I just think their defense is going to smother Huntley, and I have no faith in that. So if they can contain Henry, they're going to win this game. So,
well, everybody's been containing Henry except week 1.
Yeah. So I'm stunned. It's 2.5. So I'm going to take the Bears on the money line here. I'm going to ride this wave.
I feel like Windhorse. Like, why is that?
I hear you, Brian. I know there's another game. It's this game and the San Francisco game. They're both kind of iffy lines, sketchy lines for me, but I'm rolling my squad. We got to get to 5-2. Every win is big here.
The Bears. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
One of the bets I like this weekend is Caleb Williams to lead have the highest passing yards this week in the NFL.
I hope.
I think. Well, listen, this Ravens defense is susceptible to big plays. They could get carved up, and it's plus 1,500. So I mean, I think it's something like it's an educated lottery ticket. It's not that big of a win, but it's nice, And I just don't see that that Henry is the cure all. I think the Bears defense is going to be able to step up and keep him contained and Roma Duzay and Swift. Where did you get them? What I'm saying, like, where did Swift come from? He actually started running. And in this Mageddon that we're facing, I actually started Kyle Monangai in a league, which I don't think I started a Rutgers running back since Ray Rice.
So looked good last week. Looked good.
He runs. He did. He ran hard. But I like Caleb Williams to be able to throw on this Ravens defense, and I think that's going to be the deciding factor. I'll take the Bears. I'm not taking the money line. Give me a 2.5. Just give me a little bit of comfort level. But I think that the loss of Lamar Jackson is that big of a hit where I just think that the Bears are just going to be a little bit better.
Happy. I agree. I'm happy to see this offensive line actually starting to come together a little bit. I mean, after this bye week, they've really turned it up. Go ahead, Joe.
I hate you. I hate you. I was just about to bring him up, man. O-line has been playing great, dude.
Yeah.
O-line's been playing great for Chicago. Caleb has time to throw in the pocket. Yeah, he had a rough game last week, but hey, when you get rough games like that and still win, that shows something about the team. Kudos to Ben Johnson for. It seems like he's turning this organization around on the right stride, which is awesome. DeAndre Swift, can't talk enough about him. He's been a multi-use running back so far this season. Roma Dunze, absolute stud. DJ Moore, I would field trade calls for him right now to see what I could get out of him.
I agree.
He just doesn't look happy in Chicago. And my only I think Brian knows where I'm going to go there with this, and you too, Ant. My only problem with the Bears, is their goddamn pick that they did last year. It was for nothing. It seems like for right now. I hope it changes around because Quig knows better than anyone else how talented Loveland is. And I really like it bothers me because I think Pohl could have done more with that pick last year than get a tight end because Kmet looks phenomenal at tight end. I love Cole Kmet. So that's my only like issue with Chicago. Other than that, dude, the sky's the limit for what Chicago can do this year.
But you know what it is too?
Well, I still think we haven't seen Caleb have that
No,
big game
I
yet.
agree. I agree.
It's not just the fact that they took a tight end. I think they took the wrong one.
Yes.
That too.
Well,
that too.
that's yeah. That's a whole nother topic right there. I mean, it's looking pretty bad. A team won the ascension. It was a very weird pick for
Yeah.
Love.
Right now, it don't look good. Right now, we'll see.
Speaking of weird lines, this is the other one. The 5-2 Niners at the 2-4 Texans. No Nico Collins, and Houston's a favorite at home. The Niners haven't had any interceptions since week 11 of 2024. It's the longest streak since 1950. Houston is the first team ever to lead the NFL in points per game allowed at under 15 and have a losing record through 7 weeks. Now, maybe that's where this is coming from. Maybe the Houston defense is something people want to believe in, but that offense has been very underwhelming other than spurts, right? So they put up 44 against Baltimore. They didn't care. They put up 26 against Tennessee, who kind of didn't even care either. Other than that, 9, 19, 10, and 19. They haven't broke. If they break 20 points, they win. But they've only broken 20 points twice. I mean, I would look at Jaden Higgins today as props. I mean, I think he's the beneficiary of not having Nico Collins. Do you see something out of Woody Marks? I really don't know. This line is fishy as hell. It's fishy as hell, begging for Niner money, and that scares the hell out of me.
It's weird because the Niners are getting a little bit healthier with Kittle's back in his second game on touchdown day. I expect him to have a solid day.
Yep.
Offensively, Mac Jones and the 49ers have looked solid. They can put up points, and where on the other side, you don't really know where Texans are going to be scoring their points from. It's extremely weird line. I'll bite. I'll take the 49ers plus the 2.5, like they want us to. But I would love to see somebody's rationale as to why this Houston team is a favorite. But you know what? We'll go with it. I'll take Mac. I'll take CMC, and I'll take the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with the Bears here too. I mean, you're getting the Niners on the money line at plus 130. You get good value. You could add that with some CMC props. I like the Niners also. I think this is solely based on how good Houston's defense is. I think they see this game. Obviously, right now it's at 41.5 on FanDuel, so it came down. So they're not gonna. Doesn't look like you're gonna see many points. And I don't know. Give me the Niners.
Which is weird because
today.
the 49ers defense hasn't been very good either. So yeah.
They're getting a pick today.
Well, last week they were.
They're getting a pick today.
Oh yeah.
They will have interception today. That's my bold statement. They're going to break this.
Yeah, I got San Francisco win this game. I'll just go real quick. I got San Francisco win this game. The defense for Houston has been. It sucks because they're being wasted away this year because of how bad and putrid the offense is, especially the offensive line. CJ Stroud is the most hit quarterback in the last 2 years, in the last 3 years since he started. There's really nothing CJ could do from that standpoint. Doesn't really have anyone on the outside. Virtually no running game whatsoever. I think you talk about someone who died. I think Joe Mixon's died. I don't know what the hell is going on in that situation. But other than that, man, it sucks because that defense for Houston is really good. You got Stanley, you got Henderson, you got Hunter, and it's really unfortunate to see that be wasted away because they can't even play competent football on the opposite side.
Well, I think Drew.
49ers.
Oh, sorry, Drew. Go.
No, go ahead, brother. You're good. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say something about Mixon real quick about him being died. Right around draft time when the season started in the NFL, everybody was, some people were like thinking Mixon was going to be a stash on the roster for 6 weeks and come back. A lot of reports came out and saying that Mixon isn't going to play this year. It's the injury and everything is a lot worse than what he was
You know
capping.
what it
So
was?
yeah,
Was it a knee?
I believe so. I'm trying to think, but yeah, I just remember being worse. I forget what it was. But there were reports out there that he wasn't going to be playing it, this year, probably not till late, if at all. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, I believe it was a knee, but so we can find it out right now. Yeah, October 7th. No timetable for his return was the last. He's on the pup list. So,
Gotcha.
foot injury.
Oh, okay.
We all think Niners win.
Yeah, I got Niners win.
We all like Niner money line.
Yeah.
So Houston by 2 scores. Got it. 10-4. All right. 4 o'clock. One of 3 4 o'clock games in the NFC South. The 5-2 Bucks at the 1-6 Saints, laying 3 and a hook. 46.5 is the number. Tampa's beaten the Saints 5 of 6 since 2022. Saints 1-6 start, worst for the first 1-6 or worse for the first time since 1999. Guys, Tampa's offense is hobbled, but I don't think it matters, right? I mean, look, no Evans, no Godwin, no Bucky. Rashad White will have a good day. Egbuka will have a big day. And Tez Johnson came out of nowhere. He'll probably have another good day as well today. It's all about the Tampa Bay defense. If they can just hold the Saints down. I mean, the Saints aren't necessarily, one of the worst teams in the league, right? I mean, this is a game that even though Tampa Bay has the injury problems, I think it's probably fine. The 3.5 is a little bit of an interesting. Maybe it's a field goal win at the end, and that's why. But I'm not concerned about the Bucs losing this game.
Yeah, I can't ever pick the Saints at all. Unless something like weird happens where they have one of those once a season Taysom Hill weird games or something like that. I can't see Spencer Rattler taking a victory to this team. I mean, the only thing that we really like about it is the Egbuka props. Maybe a Olave or something like that. Buck secondary is not where they need to be to kind of go in playoff time yet. But all the injuries too. I think that we know what it was a shame about the Mike Evans situation and everything like that.
Absolutely.
The Godwin situation is a little weird too because he was supposed to be back, came back, and then now he's out still. So I mean, it's something to monitor. Tez Johnson, who Bo Nix's brother. I don't know if you guys know that in some sort of way, which is weird. He weighs probably about 110 pounds, and he's got burners to no end, and he might hope to be able to take the top off of that, and I think Kate Otten on this tight end day has a big A as well. So I'll take the Bucks. I'll take kind of hurts Baker's fantasy value a little bit without having all the weapons there, but I think Baker should still be solid in fantasy.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Bucks today. I like the Bucks. After watching that Saints team against the Bears, Rattler throws the ball all over the place. I think he's turnover prone. Give me the Bucks today, and I'm rolling with Tone. I like the Kate Otten anytime touchdown today.
Yeah, I got the Bucks today as well too. Baker needs to get back on the MVP stride after having that rough performance against Detroit on Monday night. I do like a lot of Tez today. And I like a lot of Rashad White as well. Give me his catches over. And for the Saints, Chris Olave, he's having a solid, quite solid, but quiet year so far, productive wise on the offensive side. Alvin Kamara is pretty much a wash now. Give me Bucks on the win easily. We go to 6-2.
I'm just as you're talking about Olave, I got the ESPN on the background, and they just showed that Olave is their 4th wide receiver ranking today over Mbuke, over Devontae Smith, which is interesting.
Volume in the matchup, right? I mean, they're going to be down, so
But yeah, he gets targets, he gets that. But even though, I mean, he still hasn't had that. I mean, he's been pretty consistent as a solid wide receiver, but he isn't. Hasn't kind of took the top off of anything yet, as some of these other
Right.
guys have.
What should not surprise you is the highest over under for the day is Dallas and Denver. 3-3-1 Cowboys are the 5-2 Broncos, who are laying 3.5 at home. 50.5 is the number. Dak Prescott is second in the NFL in passing touchdowns with 16. Denver has allowed 7 passing touchdowns. That's the second fewest in the NFL. Again, Denver coming off a game where they were a big favorite at home. Giants went out to a big, huge lead, and then Denver woke up in the fourth quarter, got some luck their way, and found a way to get a win. I don't. The Cowboys defense is not exactly the strength of the team. I'm gonna put that mildly, but the Cowboys can put up points, probably more expected points than the Giants would. When you look at that game from last week, like, was that just a big wake up call for Denver, and they just kind of woke up and now they're going to be okay, or did the Giants show you something that the Cowboys can exploit?
Is that the halftime over under you posted?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look at the live number because this is from last night. Let me go look at the live number. Go ahead.
no, I'm just making a joke.
No,
about
it might be higher.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really bad spot for the Cowboys. I mean, Denver should be flying high still over that win, comeback win, very inspired win over the Giants, which is a pretty bad team. And I think though that this game could do it two ways, right? If there's a couple dumb turnovers by Dallas, it's going to be hard for Dallas's offense to ramp back up and staying on pace with Denver, especially if they get their running game going. Dobbins has been a little bit better than expected. Javonte Williams' revenge game today, a little bit too, maybe. Could get him with a little bit of motivation out there. 3.5 is a little bit much because I can see this going down to one game. I mean, I'm going to take a Brandon Aubrey 72-yard field goal in Mile High to win the game today.
I mean, if he can set the record today, I mean, yeah,
just got to get the midfield.
Thin air, baby, right?
Yeah, blow passes over under too. I can't unless there's some idiotic turnovers that kind of keep the score down. I think that's the only way that happens. A pick in the red zone, in the end zone, something like that to kind of take points off the board. I can't see this staying under 50.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas to win this game has to run the ball just to control the pass rush of Denver, because I think that could be a real issue if the Dallas has to just keep dropping back, pass. That favors Denver, in my opinion. So I think it's very important for the Cowboys to establish some kind of run today. With that said, I like the Cowboys today. I'm taking the Cowboys plus 3.5. I think this is going to be a close, tight game. Dak's playing so well. After seeing what the Giants did with the Broncos, I have confidence that Cowboys could do the same and just keep it close. So, give me the Cowboys here, plus 3.5. I like Pickens today, too. Anytime touchdown. I mean, CD's going to probably see a lot of Sutton. So, maybe Dak's going to be going to Pickens' side. So, give me some Pickens props today.
It would be nice, though. You talk about running game being the key to this. If they actually utilize Dak in their running game for this something, Dak can run the ball. They just never utilize it. When you see these quarterbacks out there, Bo Nix is one specific. These guys are making plays with their legs every week to kind of extend drives or even be a threat. Show the threat of a run every now and then, and it just opens up so much other things. I mean, I think Dobbins a couple of weeks popped a big run. Because they're worrying about the threat or Nick's keeping the ball and
throw the pass.
Yeah, like let's kind of bring mix up the offense a little bit more for that running game.
I think that's a case of just past injury.
No, I think you're 100% right about that. Yeah. He plays soft.
Yeah, the game he ran the ball before he got hurt, and that's how he got hurt. So
for me, man, the fact that the Cowboys are 3-3-1, man, kudos to the head coach, Schottenheimer over there, dude. I think he's doing a splendid job of what he has in front of him and what he's been dealing with. Dak has been absolutely on fire. 13 touchdowns, no picks in the last 4 games. He's doing what most people expect him to do, besides our guy that's on the left of me right now. Other than that, man, he's just killing it, dude. I mean, you got to give him credit where credit is due. He's pinpointing the ball, has a great arm strength, being really smart with his decision making, and it helps having Pickens and Lamb. But the biggest guy I want to talk about is Jake Ferguson. That dude is the freaking beast, and I'm happy that he's having the year that he's having, because he didn't have Dak last year, and the year prior was his breakout year, and now he's having another one this year, dude. I'm ecstatic for him. He's easily a top 5 tight end in fantasy this year. He's a top 5 tight end in reality this year. Him and Dak have that bond that that he could get open and find the soft coverages in whatever defense is being thrown at him. It makes it like people like really overlooked when they have Pickens and Lamb, that they overlooked what Jake Ferguson could bring to the passing game and honestly the running game. So he's a multi-use tight end. It's tight end day today. I think Jake's gonna freaking eat against Denver Broncos today. I really do. And I'm hoping for a really good game today. I'm hoping the Cowboys win, help the Chargers out a little bit here. And also, I don't know about how you two feel, Brian and Quig, but I got to give a shout out to Javonte Williams. I think that was a great signing for Dallas as well. I think he's doing great for what is given to him. The offensive line has looked really good. Even with the injuries that you guys suffered earlier, you guys were able to get good depth pieces to come in. We shit on Jerry Jones a lot, but I do think a couple of things that he has done in this offseason has been solid news. Minus how you feel about the Micah trade. I think the Cowboys are sitting pretty. If you guys win that Carolina game, I mean, we're talking about a whole different thing here heading into against the Denver Broncos today. But Cowboys might be that dark horse team that could slip in at the 7th or 6th seed in the NFC, and they could make some noise in the postseason, because they really don't have those expectations that they usually have heading into the season. Just my 2 piece. But
I don't think the Cowboys could do anything that be considered a dark horse or under the radar. I mean, they make anything. They fart, and ESPN talks about for 20 minutes. So it's it. And Javonte Williams. I mean, the jump cut last week. I don't know if you guys saw that. I mean, that really you can't do that without good knees. So that's something that's really
no, you can't.
And it's really a hard metric to kind of figure out the health of a running back that we kind of played sporadically a little bit last year to see actually how healthy he is, and he's healthy this year, and all the credit goes to Will McKay on that signing. So that's I know how much we want to give Jerry credit for everything, but Jerry's the only one in the media doing the work. So and then till when he gets meddlesome on his partner stuff, but the day-to-day signings like Javonte Williams and that kind of stuff is
Williams always had talent. I think it's just the injuries, and then team just moves on, right? He wasn't a bad player for them, but he did frequently get hurt, and that happens, right?
And who's their starting running back?
J.K. Dobbins.
Similar situation.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you think that, and that was a big red flag, because it's like the devil, right? Like, they would know. No one should know better how healthy Javonte Williams was.
Yeah, but Javonte doesn't fit Sean Payton's system, and either does J.K. So I don't know why they would go with either or. Just from years past from him in New Orleans, both those guys don't really fit the button of what he looks for in a running back.
Well, Javonte can catch the ball. I mean, when he caught the ball, he wasn't really used in Denver, but so I mean, I don't know, but it's just weird that I'm just talking about strictly injury related. Like, you have a banged up back you bring in. I mean, Drew, JK too well on that situation, and it's just kind of weird, but I'm just glad Javonte's healthy, so we'll see.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to rapid fire last 3 games here. The last of the afternoon games, the 1-6 Titans, 6-1 Colts. Indianapolis is a 14.5-point favorite today. 47.5 the number. Tennessee's allowed the most rushing touchdowns in the NFL, which is great for the Colts, who lead the NFL in rushing touchdowns. This should not be pretty. This should not be close. I like Tyler Warren in every metric you'd like to pick?
I like JT in every metric you could pick. Give me
JT
Jonathan Taylor or 1.5 touchdowns, rushing or receiving. Give me his over on 95.5 rushing yards. I mean, the dude is probably number one or number two in MVP voting right now. I mean, the guy's he's playing phenomenal. Yeah, so I got the Colts.
Oh, Drew, you think it's 20 years ago when a running back has a shot of winning the MVP? You know, it's just
If he breaks the record, he can.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong about that. But I mean, like Saquon got like I think what he get like one pity MVP vote or something ridiculous. Like if he didn't have a shot at winning it last year, it's hard for a running back to fathom doing what Adrian.
Because he has
Peterson
to
did.
break a record.
Yeah,
that's the metric for them, in my opinion.
Well, what record would that be? The rushing
the
record?
most rushing yards in a single season. I think he would have got more votes.
But then there's people like me that think it would be hollow if you don't do it in 14 and 16 games. So I mean,
That's
it's
fair.
you know,
fair.
It's difficult. I just don't really think. I mean, listen, Tej Johnson thought he was the MVP when they were chanting it when he scored a touchdown. Did you guys see that clip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I forget who the receiver who was the receiver
though.
next to him. I forget who the receiver next to him was kind of looking at him like, this dude's serious.
Cameron Johnson.
Yeah, and it was just like
yeah, Colts here. I like some long shot here. I like Josh Downs today, plus 280 280 for a
Ooh, good one.
Get in.
Yeah, Alex Pierce has really stepped up since he's been out. I mean,
yeah, him also. You plus 310 for Alex Pierce.
I'll stick to those who I got props on all of JT's overs plus a touchdown plus 3 touchdowns as well, and then give me Warren and a touchdown.
Aaron Rodgers can become the 5th quarterback all time.
Ron.
Every single team in the NFL. His Steelers are at home and a home dog to the visiting Packers, 45 times the number. The Packers have not won in Pittsburgh since 1976, consecutive losses. The other 4 quarterbacks to beat every team, Brady, Peyton, Breeze, and one is escaping me. Who was the last one?
Bro, I'm rolling with the Falcons. I'm doing it.
Oh, Favre. You taking the Packers?
Falcons.
For that. Oh.
Survivor. I'm rolling with them.
I'll roll with you. We'll be out together.
All right,
you're
cool.
brave. You're a brave man.
I know. This guy report the thing too is super sick, but he's still gonna roll with it. Whatever. I'm gonna go with Atlanta. For me, real quick, dude. This is a tough game. I'm gonna go with the Packers just because of what I saw last week with the Steelers. I don't think their defense is that great. I don't think the Packers' offense is that good. But I think the Packers are going to do enough just to be able to get over the hump and get the win today. I wish the game was at Green Bay. That would have been awesome. But definitely think that a healthy dose of Josh Jacobs here and Tucker Kraft is going to be able to get this needle moving towards the Packers side to get a win. But dude, I don't know about you guys, man. I just feel like Jordan Love is off this season.
He was off last season,
man.
He was off last season. He got injured last season. That kind of bailed him out. But this season he was off too. And
might be a little bit overhyped, Tone. I think we overhyped him a little bit after that first year showing where people were all about him after the Dallas Cowboys wildcard game. I think he's a little overrated in a sense.
And let's not forget that those receivers that Green Bay had that he was hitting were wide open. I think there was two. There was two like 40-yard plays there that the guys were extremely open. And
I agree.
You got to take that in factor. But I like Pittsburgh in this game. Obviously, I don't think their defense is where you would think of a Pittsburgh defense is. But then again, you have Romeo Doubs, and you don't have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins out there, running those routes. It's Doubs and it's Wicks, and I don't know if we're going to see Watson today. Josh Jacobs is a solid back, but he's not a huge difference maker. I'm going to take the Steelers in the night game in Pittsburgh. I think that they're going to rebound well for that tough loss and get it together. I like a big DK Metcalf game today. I think DK surges through this Packers secondary, and We'll take Pittsburgh plus a 2.5 at a home team prime dog.
Oh yeah,
wrap it up.
yeah, I agree. You're not seeing me pick the Packers, so give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers here. I like DK also. Yeah, Steelers on the money line. I'm taking Steelers on the money line here.
I mean, the Steelers have won. No, they lost the Seahawks at home. Never mind. I was trying to see what Green Bay does. Green Bay's 4-1. They tied the Cowboys on the road, so that tells you something. They lost to the Browns on the road. Yeah, we'll see.
Got
Last
breaking
but
news
not,
here.
go ahead.
Colts hope to sign Daniel Jones to a long-term extension after this weekend.
I mean, if I were him, I wouldn't leave.
Well, I mean, so now we know what this week is going to be. Last week the Colts are going to be any good.
All right, let me go back and change my pick.
Yeah, change your pick again.
I gotta take the Colts now. All right. Did it take?
I hope you're stuck with Atlanta now with me.
Why is it not? Oh,
Good.
1 o'clock.
You've gone back and forth way too many times.
no. I got it. Week 9. Where's the Colts at? What is this thing doing to me? Oh, it's week 8.
Because you're in week 8.
Got it. That'll do it. Thank you. All right, back on the Colts. Last but not least, it is the 3-4 Commanders at the Chiefs on Monday night. KC is solid 11.5-point favorite. Washington. Did you know that Jaden Daniels and Marcus Mariota are top 3 all-time in pass rating on Monday Night Football?
Wow.
Yeah. Mahomes,
Interesting.
Mahomes leads the entirety of the NFL in total touchdowns at 18. Rashee Rice came back, and all of a sudden the Chiefs' offense looks a little bit more glorious than it used to before. That probably will continue. Their running game's a bit of an issue. We'll see if they address that in the trade market. This is a game that maybe had a lot more juice when Jaden Daniels was playing. Now it's Marcus Mariota. Chiefs should roll. The number indicates that. There's not a lot more to say about it other than the Chiefs should go to 5-3. And somebody who's sitting to my that way on this panel should probably be concerned about that.
I am concerned about it, but we don't have time to go into depth about the Chiefs because I wanted to. The Chiefs are on fire. They're healthy. Rashee Rice is an absolute beast, and they lack a certain running game, but man, they are solid from every department that you would look at on a team. Chiefs are they look good, dude. Patrick Mahomes is rolling. I'm with Tone, and then with Ant. You know, this game would have had a lot more juice with Jaden Daniels playing, but even then, it wouldn't matter. I still think the Chiefs are going to be able to dog walk these Commanders on Monday night. Yeah, dude. And Mariota's going to have a really tough time playing against this defense. I got the Chiefs defense in almost everything fantasy-wise. So we'll see how it goes, but I got the Chiefs. I hope the Commanders win, though.
Listen, even though it was the Raiders, I saw enough last week for me to think that the Chiefs are completely back and they're the team to beat. I don't see them losing many more games. The Chiefs cover this game. I think they roll the Commanders here at home. I'm riding the Chiefs. I mean, if you put any prop bets, futures, I mean, now's the time to put it on the Chiefs.
Well, the time would have been when they were 0-2, actually.
No, yeah.
Well, I think we all said that too. You know, I mean, I know I picked, but and actually, when they're 0-2, the money wasn't even worth betting on the Chiefs to win. So it's just what it is. I was surprised. Mariota played pretty bad last week, and I was a little surprised about that since he's been pretty solid as a backup. Chiefs roll. Rashee Rice. I mean, he had a coming out party. I was a little bit down on him, thinking that it would take some time to adjust him right in office, but he had the pedal to the metal right out the gate, no pun intended. And you know, you're looking at this. The rest of the league was put on notice for this Chiefs offense.
Yep.
That's it, kids. So we got through to 1 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your bets. I hope they all hit. I hope that the Falcons win a game for Drew. The Colts win a game for me because now I have to get off them because Tony maybe changed my mind 7 times.
I'm just saying, you want your season to be in Kirk Cousins' hands?
No, but then like
that's what you're looking at. I mean,
I wasn't gonna pick Cincinnati. No way. Just I can't.
No,
They'll win 2 today, though.
Nah, listen, it depends. You know how these survivor pools are. It depends on your situation, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
well,
Oh God.
Like, let me ask you this: if you guys had the option to take Kansas City this week or Atlanta,
Yes.
you're taking Kansas City.
Yes. 1,000%.
So I looked ahead and said, why gamble? I have Kansas City this week. Can't play Kansas City next week, so let's just make it happen.
God bless you.
It's a 2-strike. I lost on the Cardinals against the Titans, so fuck me.
2 strike?
And who are the Colts playing today?
The Titans.
Titans.
It's a game at home. I don't hear about that. All right. Enjoy your day, kids. We'll see you next week.
See us.
All right, gentlemen, have a good
Business.
day.